Hey there, Photo Universe. Okay, it's been a while. We're going to start up the videos again. 2013's on its way out. We got another month or so. So, a friend of mine asked me last night what, she's just starting out photography and trying to get, figure things out. And she asked a really good question. What about focal length? What lens? What lens do I pick? What do the numbers mean? What's a wide-angle normal telephoto? Okay, so, and I think I did a fairly decent job explaining it, so I want to make a quick video on that to help people. Maybe, it's Christmas time, people picking out holiday season towards the end of the year here, people picking out lenses thinking I got a camera, I want another lens. So where do we start? Okay, not to freak people out, just listen. This isn't important. It is important, but it isn't. It's one of those things. But just try to, you got to see the whole thing before you understand it. But so your focal length, your lens, the numbers on the lenses mean different things on different cameras. Okay? Now what do I mean by that? So if you've got a Canon T3i or a Nikon D7100 or a Pentax K3 or K5, K5 II, those are APS-C sensor cameras. If you're just moving into a DSLR, that's probably what you're going to get, unless you get one of those smaller sensor cameras like a Micro Four Thirds camera. You're probably not going to get a full frame camera. If you're thinking about getting a full frame camera and you're watching this video, then you're just buying something because somebody told you it was good and you have no clue what you're doing, okay, or what you're buying, all right? So we're talking about APS-C cameras. Canon Rebels, 70Ds, 60Ds, 20Ds, Nikon D7100s, D300s, Pentax K3, K5, K500, K50, okay? So an APS-C size camera, everything I'm about to say applies to those cameras. All right. So your normal lens, okay, so you have three different, so we're going to break this down into three different kinds of lenses. Wide-angle lenses, take in the wide-angle view. I hope that's self-explanatory. You have a normal lens, and then you have a telephoto lens. And a telephoto lens has a narrow view, but it brings things closer, right? So you want to use a large telephoto lens to take pictures of a little bird that's far away. Does that make sense? So what's a normal lens? Like wide angle is self-explanatory. It's a wide angle. It takes in the whole scene. What's a normal lens? Well, a normal lens, okay, your eye, the human eye, when it's looking at something, it tends to focus on a particular area. Okay? Now, peripheral vision, yeah, it's really wide field of view. But when you're really looking at something, you're looking at something right in front of you. So we're not talking about the peripheral vision out here. We're talking about right there. So they came up with the term normal lens because it approximates the view when you're focusing or concentrating on a specific thing, right? If you're looking off in the distance, you're looking right here, right? Okay. On an APS-C camera, and only because we have to hang our hat somewhere, none of this is like set in stone, right? It's a range, but just because we have to put our hat somewhere, we have to get our foot on a rock so we can be stable. I'm going to arbitrarily say that a normal focal length is 35 millimeters for APS-C. For the purists and the people who are freaking out right now who know what I'm talking about and are like, hey, you can't say that. It's a range, right? It's a range. So 28 to 45, 40 might be kind of in the like 28 would be a wide normal. Now I'm blowing away the people who are watching this trying to learn something. And 40 might be a long normal. So now that if you come to this video to learn what I'm talking about and you're freaking out right now, 35 millimeter. Okay? If you have a 35 millimeter lens, which by the way is what I'm videoing this with. So what view the camera's about 10 feet away from me, and this is what I consider a normal lens. This is the Pentax 35 millimeter macro, limited. So this is pretty much the middle of the range there. So that's a normal lens, okay? And now the rest of it's kind of simple once you get that part. Once you understand that, the rest of it's kind of simple. anything smaller than 35 millimeter. 24 millimeter, 20 millimeter, 18 millimeter, 10 millimeter, 8 millimeter. Those are all wide angles. Okay, they're going to be wider than normal. Anything above that, 60 millimeter, 75 millimeter, 100 millimeter, 200 millimeter, 300 millimeter, they're going to be telephotos. We can further break things down, you know, into ultra wide, wide, short telephoto, super telephoto. Okay, and let's do that. Ultra wide, I would say arbitrarily would be like 8 millimeter. Sigma makes that, used to make the 8 to 16 for Pentax. 8 millimeter on an APS-C is ultra wide. 16 starting to get wide. Okay, so that's ultra wide to wide would be 8 to 16. Okay, short telephoto would be like the 50 to 135. Pentax makes the 50 to 135 millimeter zoom, the 2.8, beautiful lens. That would be a short telephoto to telephoto, 50 to 135. Beyond 135, like 200, 300, 400, you're starting to get into the super telephoto range. And they're not really with 200, yeah, 200 kind of, 300 for sure is super telephoto. So, what I would recommend, if that's all the information you need to know about focal lengths on, now, you know, wide angles for landscapes and short telephotos are for portraits, super telephotos are for taking pictures of birds. Normals, you can do pretty much everything you want with a normal just by zooming with your feet, moving back and forth, right? Zoom lenses take in ranges of stuff. You have wide zooms, you have normal zooms, you have telephoto zooms. So all the information that you need to know about lenses in terms of focal length, in terms of what, you know, practical, beginner practical application for what kinds of photos you want to take, I just covered. If you're really trying to wrap your head around this, watch this video over and over again. Take a piece of paper and a pen and a pencil, whatever, and stop the video and write out what I just said. Because you'll reference that, and that's all the information you need to know about focal lengths in terms of trying to pick what lenses you want for the kinds of photographs you want to get. Obviously, once you get more, this video is a beginner's video. Okay, this is beginning video. This is basic stuff. So if you already know all, I mean, why are you watching this? Okay, so a little bit of information. We took a break kind of a little bit for 2013. We're going to start getting back into it now. We're feeling that urge. Photo Universe, I'm going to cover basic topics. I'm going to cover, we've got a K3. Believe it or not, it's 5 o'clock our time right here, and the UPS truck usually shows up about 6:15 sometimes, anywhere between now and 6:15, 7 o'clock, depends on how busy he is. Waiting on a K3. It's on the truck right now. So getting excited about that. And got a lot to say about that. And got a lot to say about photography in general. And, you know, it's good to take a break every once in a while and figure out where you are, what you're doing, and why you're doing it, and all the rest of that. And kind of, you know, I've been doing this for 30 years, so. Okay, also, I got to see what videos I put up. I don't really remember. I know we shot a wedding recently, and I wanted to put a video up because we shot it with the K5 2S and a K5. And we learned a little bit, got some data points on like how the autofocus performs, how the flash performs, that kinds of stuff. So, all right, that's Ed with Photo Universe. Thanks for watching. And also, some guys have tracked me down through email. People, they might not be guys, it might be ladies too. Quite a few actually, and you know, wondering where I've been and wishing me well and saying that they really miss Photo Universe and the stuff that I do, and I really appreciate that. And you know what? That gives me some encouragement. That makes me say like people are really watching this stuff and they're enjoying it. So I appreciate that, and I will try to come through for you guys because I do appreciate it. So that's it with Photo Universe. If you're in the United States, have a fantastic Thanksgiving. Although I'll probably get the K3 video up before then, but I don't know. At least maybe the preliminary. But anyway, maybe not. Holidays, you know. So that's it with Photo Universe. Thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate it, and have a great holiday if you're in the United States, and if there's a holiday in the countries other than the United States where you're at, have a great one there too. So, all right. Thank you. Appreciate it. Bye.